In my youngish days, I was in a bar with my friend, and he looked up on the wall, the bar. It's the first time we've been in this bar, and he was looking at this the animal with this big rack of horns on it. And he looked up there and he says, look at the rack on that deer. And I looked up at it, and I looked over at him. I says, that's not a deer, that's a squirrel. It's a squirrel with horns. He says, you crazy? That's a deer, man. I said, I'm telling you, that's a squirrel with a rack of horns. I says, I'll bet you $10 that that's a squirrel. He says, you're out of your mind, of course. I'll bet you $10. So I said, I'm going to call over the bartender, to come over. She'll settle this for us. So I called her over, and she asked what we were in need of. I says, I want you to settle a bet for us. My friend here says that big thing with the big rack of horns on it is a deer. I'm telling him it's a squirrel with a big rack of horns. And she looked at me kind of funny, and I says, I want you to settle this. Is this a deer or a squirrel? Well, my friend leaned into the bar so he could get her answer. And I leaned back, and I held up a $5 bill next to my chest. And I looked at her, and I went like this. And she looked at me, and I put the 5 back down in my hand. And she said to my friend, says, you lose. That's a squirrel. He said, I can't believe you said that. She says, I'm sorry, that's a squirrel. And she walked away. Well, later on, I gave her the $5 tip.